Hello and welcome back to the Chelmsford News Show. I'm Tom Christiano. Well, I'm here at the First Parish Churche. It's an historic church in Chelmsford Center, and they've just undergone a huge renovation. And I'm here with Tom Coffey, who's a member of a committee here that helped over many years with the renovations. And we're going to talk all about it right now. And then we're going to do a tour of the church to show you all the renovations which have occurred on a video. So thank you very much for being on the show, Tom.
Great, Tom. Good to see you. How are you?
Great.
Good to see you again.
So we call it Tom Squared, right? And we're both Tom C. Tom Coffey, Tom Christiano. So let's try not to get it mixed up. But Tom, thank you for being here. And I wonder if you could first tell us the background of why the renovations were necessary in this historic church.
Sure. We've been considering renovations here at the church for well over 10 years. There's been various committees and folks that organized to look at what things we might potentially do at the church. There were probably two main reasons that we considered making renovations. One was there were times when the number of young kids here at the church was very high, and we were busting out of the rooms in terms of our religious education program. So that had precipitated some of the research. But the other thing that had always been with us was that we had issues with accessibility for anyone who might be challenged with a handicap or maybe have an injury. We had a 30-year-old elevator, which at its time was a great elevator, but over the years it had become a bit outdated. It required a person to tend the elevator with a key, and it was a cage, so it wasn't easy to use.
Yes.
We only had bathrooms on the first floor. We didn't have bathrooms on the second floor, and we didn't have a really nice ramp outside for someone to enter the building. So as the years went on, we considered these projects. We started them, we'd stop them, we'd start them, and we stopped them, but they never got off the ground. And in the last couple of years, though, things really crystallized for us. We had recognized that we pride ourselves on being a welcoming congregation to any individual. And we realized that we weren't welcoming and accessible to someone who might have a disability. And some of us were getting a little older as well and realized maybe we could use an elevator someday. We once had an individual come to the church in a motorized wheelchair, and unfortunately they couldn't fit in the elevator and they weren't able to attend the worship service. So we were very disturbed by that when that occurred. So long story long, over the years, like I said, we'd start and we'd stop, we'd get close, but we never quite got it off the ground. And in the last few years, fortunately, it all resonated in terms of why we should do this and what we should do. We started thinking about doing projects as much as $3 to $5 million, and then eventually the project we did do was $950,000, so almost $1 million. But we reduced it significantly still, because now the focus was on accessibility. So we ended up installing 6 new bathrooms, all handicap accessible bathrooms. 3 on the second floor where we never had bathrooms before, and then 3 on the first floor.
Nice.
Yeah, it was great. Now we have a regular full-size elevator that is, anyone can use it. It doesn't require an attendant. So that's great, and it comes up to the second floor and goes out to the first floor. And then the front of the building is fantastic. We have a new handicap ramp. It's really convenient for someone in a wheelchair to get up the ramp. We have an automatic door opener, all things we never had before.
Nice.
So things just took off finally, Tom. It was something we wanted to do over the years. And I guess if something doesn't quite have a purpose, it's how to get it over the line to get it started. Finally it did.
How long did the project take from start to finish now, would you say?
Depends how you answer that. So the actual physical project part, when we had the contractor here, was started in June with demolition and ended sometime in November. I mean, most of the work was done in September, October. But the elevator wasn't finally completely installed and approved until November, so technically it took November. But going back before that, Tom, it was probably about 2 years of planning. We hired architects, we hired a finance company to help us raise money, and then went through a process of hiring contractors. So we've been working on this with very due diligence and a lot of focus for about 2 years. And finally the contractor started, like I said, June of last summer, 2018.
And there's a grand open house celebration scheduled for what, May 4th?
May 4th, which is a Saturday from 1 to 4. We're really excited to show off our new toy to the town and to the community.
Everybody's invited.
Everyone's invited. There are a lot of people who use our church. There's a lot of different groups that use it. Some use it on a regular basis. Some use it for functions. And so we're really excited that we have this new building with new bathrooms and new entrance. And it's much more useful, I think, to folks than it was before. And it was used quite heavily before. So we want to show it off. We're really proud. We're really excited. And it's really cool when a really nice congregation comes together. I mean, this was something we all worked on. It was important to everyone. You know, sometimes things were a little messy and no one really got too concerned about it because we just worked together and we were really excited and knew we were going to have a fantastic outcome. So, yes, May 4th, 1 to 4.
And some selectmen are invited,
There'll be some,
various
yeah, there'll be
dignitaries,
some dignitaries.
people, the architectural firm,
Yeah.
for example,
Yeah.
maybe the construction firm. Do you remember any of their names, construction firm?
Absolutely, yeah. Architectural Consulting Services, Jay Mason's company was the architect we had hired, did a fantastic job. It felt like they were part of us. Like he's a small operation, and it felt like he was part of this church with us.
Is he local?
He's local, he's a local, and he'll
Jay
be here.
Mason's company?
Did a great job.
So architecture, yeah.
We hired North Hill Construction. Walter Lorette is the owner of that company. He's out of Westford.
Nice.
He did the construction. We were really fortunate to have met him and his company. He had actually done work for a church in Chelmsford.
Oh.
And he was not someone we had met initially. And that church had reached out to our minister. Our minister was reaching out to other churches. And they had a very high regard and high recommendation for North Hill. And we kind of met them sort of late in the process, and I'm really happy that we hired them to do a fantastic job.
They did, and we'll take a tour later in another subsequent video of this interview. We're going to go around with Tom Coffey, and Leslie is here as well, and we're going to tour around. They're going to point out all these great renovations, and I can tell you that they've came out beautifully. The bathrooms and the hallways and the ramps, and even the ramp outdoor, beautifully done, very professional, you know, with the concrete rather than just something flimsy. Everything looks like it's first class, Tom and Leslie. Great job.
I don't think we'll do this very often, you know,
Yeah.
so when you do it, you got to do it right.
And so we covered a firm and the architects. Are there any other firms that we might want to mention?
We had hired a fundraising company to help us. And I'm trying to remember the name off the top of my head, but that was helpful. So we ended up having committees organized in 3 different fashions. We had a building project committee that was responsible for I was cheering everything. But,
wow,
but there was a lot of people involved.
Congratulations.
I get too much credit. I didn't do it all. I'm hardly. There was a lot of people that did a lot here.
But that's a big task. Thank you for taking that on.
We had a building project committee that was hiring the architects and managing with the drawings and what we were going to actually do. Then there was a separate committee that hired a fundraising consultant and helped us work on raising money. And then thirdly, we had a group that was worried about financing. So we certainly have to do a loan. And we had to figure out how to fund
have
this.
to have a loan.
So we had different groups that worked together here at the church. And we did hire, like I said, the 3 professionals. So there was a lot of people that touched this project.
And everybody did a fantastic job. And I know what it is to be on committees and be in charge of things. And Tom, to be in charge of such a big project, I mean, I commend you for doing that. And everybody who served on the committees, all those 3 committees, they all deserve a lot of credit because everybody's busy all the time. And it's hard to take time away from your busy schedule to do something like this. But it's well worth it. I think it's a great church. It's very open, very welcoming. This is a church I prefer when I go to church. It's in my will and everything. So I love this church. I love the people in this church. So commend you for that. And so hopefully everybody again could come on May 4th, 1 to 4 p.m. And I guess the ribbon cutting will be outside, right, Tom?
Yes. It'll be a dedication and a ribbon cutting.
Nice.
And then some light refreshments. Get a chance to meet different folks here. And if you want to do a project yourself, we can help you with some good referrals.
Yes, there'll be some great referrals. And Tom, before we start the tour of each room and et cetera, the whole facility, is there anything else you'd like to talk about before we
I think we can
start
cover
the
it when we
tour?
walk around probably.
Oh, great. Great. Well, thank you very much, Tom Coffey, for being here, and Leslie also.